Hi, this is a quick video of our Multicat software, more specifically the BMS software. So to start, I just want to show you the web version, the Windows version, and the customer portal. I will do most of the demo though on the actual Windows version, which is the version that you are looking at currently. I'm just going to quickly show you the web version. This is it over here. This is the look and feel. And the customer portal, this is what it looks like. Yeah, so basically the customer portal works in such a way that you can provide a login for your customers. They can place orders here. So this is an example of a client of ours whereby their clients log in here, they can place orders for items, and it actually generates a portal order on the actual Windows version. In their case, they get a notification that they need to action. They double click on it, it opens up that portal order, and they follow their processes from there. That's just a quick overview. To move on, what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to start on the purchasing side. I'm going to bring an item in throughout. So I'm going to start from a purchase order all the way through to an invoice, and I'm going to pay that invoice with an AP payment. I'm then going to move over to the sales process, and I'm going to sell that item that we purchased, and then we're going to pull a few reports, and if we have enough time I'll show you the job cards and the CRM later on as well. Okay, so to start, I'm going to click on the purchases tab, and I'm going to click on purchase order. As soon as I do that, it opens up a blank purchase order for me. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to click on the three dots here by supplier name, and I'm going to look for a particular supplier. So let's see if we have a test. We actually do have a supplier test. If we didn't, I could have said new, and I could have entered out the supplier information and then selected it on the document. In this case, I'm just going to use that test supplier. And you'll see as soon as I select that supplier, it's going to give me a quick breakdown in the left hand panel. Yeah, it's going to tell me how much credit I have available, is there an overpayment against the supplier, and the related documents of importance just below there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to select an item on this purchase order. Well, let's first fill out these fields. So reference order number, whatever would be applicable, customer reference number, whatever would be applicable, the terms, again, whatever would be applicable. Cost center, there is no cost center, but if there was one, you would have to select it there. Okay, so now I'm on the item. There's actually a few ways I can search for an item. If I know the item code, I can start typing it in here until the point where I get to that item, and then I can select it. Alternatively, let's just quickly remove this item. I can search on the left hand or in the left hand panel, and as I search, it's going to filter down until we find the particular item that we are looking for. The third way I can look for an item is on the drop down here. I can say click to search. It's going to open up an item list here, but the way this works is that it's going to filter for what I'm typing. If I type and put a space, then I can do a sub search as well, until the point where I find the item that I'm looking for. In this case, I just want to go for a pretty simple item. Let's see if we can find a fuel filter. There we go. As soon as I click on an item, it's going to bring up the purchase price, the last price it was purchased for. Alternatively, it's also going to show me in the left hand panel here the quantity on hand, if there was quantity on hand. I can also click on the drop down there. It's going to show me which storage location that item is in, and it will also show me if there's an order been placed already for this particular item. In this case there's not. I'm going to order 10, and I think we can go ahead and save this. You'll see with all our documents, when you click save, it will actually generate you a document number. So it said new purchase order, it now gives you a purchase order number. So I know this has now been saved correctly, and I can also see the quantity on purchase order is now 10. Okay, so now the order's been placed. We can say it's maybe a week later or something like that. The order comes through. You want to now create the actual purchase invoice. So what you do is you I can quickly show you. So obviously the probability that the document will be open is not great. So now you need to go find it. So the way you do that is by clicking on the binoculars on the top left, and we know all purchase orders start with PO, so I can say PO. I know it was 000, and I know it was for test. So you'll see as I type that out, it's brought up all the purchase orders with 000 and the word test in, so I can quickly see that that's the one I'm looking for. I double click on that, and it's going to open up that particular purchase order that we were on. I can say now create purchase invoice. It's important to note when you save a document it generates you that number, but it also pops up with the creates tab. Now the creates tab basically lists all the documents that you can create off this particular document. In this case you can create a copy, you can create a goods receipt from purchase, and you can create a purchase invoice. I'm going to click on create a purchase invoice. I want to carry all the line items across, and it's opened up a new purchase invoice with all the information carried across from the purchase order. Now before I save this, it's important to note that by default on a purchase invoice we automatically create a goods receipt from purchase document in the background. This is customizable in the event where you don't want it to be automatic. You actually want maybe an approval or someone else to do the goods receipt from purchase, maybe from a scan or something like that. Which in the event that in that case we can actually just remove the automatic document creation and make you do it manually. But in this case on this demo database it automatically does it. So I'm going to click save now. Just let us select the cost center, and you'll see once the purchase invoice is saved it generates you the purchase invoice number 2414. You'll see that quantity on purchase order was 0, it's now 10 to quantity on hand. And if I click on the drop down it's in the main storage location. Important to note now that I can start pulling under the related chunk here. I can start seeing view related. You'll see now that purchase order that 727 is related, and that automatic goods document we spoke about a bit earlier is also assigned. Yeah, I can double click on that and open it actually, and you'll see here's the goods receipt from purchase that was automatically created. I just want to go back to that invoice. You can click on view accounting, and you can actually see the accounting related to this particular document: credited AP trade, debited GR IR clearing, and your VAT. If there was any deliveries you can also view them here. So basically now that's the purchase side done. We've brought it into stock. I just want to copy this particular item code, and what we're going to do now is we're actually going to move on to the sales side where we're going to sell this item, and then from there I will show you a few reports. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly just close all the purchase documents. It's important to note that you'll see in the bottom left chunk here, it's basically a navigational panel, meaning that all the documents you open, everything you open will actually remain open here, so you can click there and go back at any time. We'll show you that as we go along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the sales tab now, so you click on sales, and then I'm going to go to estimate. And once I've opened this, much the same as your purchase order, I'm going to search for a particular customer, and if it wasn't here then you would just click on the drop down here and say new, like I showed you a bit earlier for the new supplier. In this case I'm just going to use test customer. I'm going to fill out these compulsory fields quick. And I'm going to now select that item which I have still in my clipboard, so I'm just going to paste it there. I'm going to use one of these on this quote. I'm just going to put a note in, and I'm going to click save. Again, once I click save it generates me that estimate number, and much the same as the purchase order, it opens up a creates tab. In this case I'm going to create a sales invoice. And once again, it's important to note that we automatically assign that goods document on the sales invoice, so that when we save the sales invoice, it actually takes this item out of stock. I'm just going to quickly fill out the compulsory fields again. It's important to note that these fields are completely customizable. They don't even have to be on the document. That it can be removed if needs be. I'm going to go ahead now and click Save. And once I've clicked Save, it generates me the invoice number 657. If I view related, there's that GI to sales that happens automatically, and the estimate obviously is also a related document. So if we go to the GI to sales, you'll see if you go to a goods document, you can actually, under view accounting, you can see the stock movement. So you can see that the stock moved out, and obviously it has its own accounting transactions. In this case, it credits part stock and debits cost of sales. Alright, at this point we've completed the sales process. We're going to move on to reports now. So just a few reports I wanted to show you. You just click on the reports tab, and then I'm going to go to financial, income statement, and I'm actually going to pull the income statement for today. So basically our reports are fully customizable. Everything is done in-house. What's nice about them is we use live data, meaning that you can actually pull an income statement for one day, and basically it will pull all the results just for that one day. What's also nice about the reports is they have interactive drill downs, meaning that like for example, if you wanted to view the account master data, you can. If I wanted to view the transactions, I just click on the right hand side and it's going to show me the transactions. If I wanted to actually open up the document, I can actually open up the document all from the reports. So the reports it's very powerful functionality, and we have over 600 reports, so we cover everything. Just another one we can quickly go to is the customer aging, and we can quickly just see what's that customer, job card import customer. Just a few things on the reports while I can say Control F, which is a find on document, and I can start typing here, and as I start typing, it will filter down according to what I'm looking for. So here's that job import customer. I can see the statement from here as well. So another one that's nice, if you go to sales by item, and we run it just for today, it will be that net sale of that fuel filter tractor, which is, if we wanted to view the transactions, which is that sales invoice, and we can open up the document from here as shown before. So that's basically the report. So what we're going to do now is I'll quickly show you a nice little demo on the job cards, most notably a workshop job card. So what you do is you click on jobs, job cards, workshop, and by default you'll see it opens up the active workshop jobs, the list should I say. I can click on completed, and it will show me the completed list. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on new, and by default it will open up the job details screen that is now blank, obviously. So I'm going to fill this out in the order that I prefer. Obviously you can do it in any order. You'll see as soon as the save button becomes available, obviously you can save. So the identifier is anything you want to identify this job by. In this case I'm just going to say test identifier, and I'm going to select the customer, much the same as on the other documents earlier. You browse through your customer list. If it's not there, you can just say new, or you can say extend existing. So basically what we do is we filter workshop customers. So basically what you're viewing here is your workshop customer list. You can extend existing, meaning you want to see your whole customer list and select a customer from there that you want to actually add onto this list. In this case it doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to browse for any customer, your technician, whoever it may be, artisan, whoever it may be. If you wanted to add a new one, you just click new, you enter their details, and you specify with the checkboxes here whether they're salesman, technician, artisan, apprentice, and etc. Under category, these are the ones that are applicable on this database, should I say. It can be anything that you prefer. Priority is quite important. As soon as I select a normal priority, it changes the color of the job. The reason why that is important is because on this workshop job card list, it actually defaults according to priority, meaning your higher priority jobs are at the top, and your less, or how do I say, your normal priority jobs are just below that. In this case, I'm just going to say it's urgent. Cost center, I'm going to select any cost center, your reference number, whatever it may be, and I'm going to click save. Much the same as the documents, as soon as I click save, it actually generates me a workshop job card number. At this point, I just want to click edit. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to assign job detail, meaning that in most cases people assign labor to their job detail. So let's just say change filter. I'm going to click save now. Now the job details side is done. I'm going to quickly now browse for a particular vehicle under the vehicles tab. As I browse, much the same as the customer list, if it's not there, I can say new, I can enter this information, and I can actually then select that vehicle. In this case, I'm just going to select any vehicle. The reason why I wanted to do this is because I wanted to show you the vehicle history tab. Basically what this tab does is it shows you all the previous jobs done against this particular vehicle. So you can easily pick up if this job is a reoccurrence of a previous job, and you can see exactly what happened on the previous job. And I'm going to now start issuing items to this job. So you do that via sales to job card, and I'm going to select it, and I'm going to click save. Okay, at this point now I can go back to the workshop job card, and if I go back to the items tab, you'll see now that one item has been issued for this particular item code, and the balance on this job is 1. The reason why there's a receive tab is in the event where you do a credit from job card, meaning you want to receive that item back into stock. You can do that, and you can go back to the job and you can see if it's been received back or not. Under the documents tab now, you'll see it's listed that GI to job sale, which is basically, if I go to the sales to job card and I view related, it is that goods movement document that occurred. The reason why you only see the goods movement document is because if we show both, it can become a bit confusing. The events tab basically records all the documents that have been created against this job as a particular event. I can create an event, anything I deem of importance to be listed on this job, so that whoever opens up this job card, if I click refresh now, will be able to open that event and see exactly what was recorded as the event. You can also email a particular customer if needs be, but basically that enables you to open up this job and see what communication has taken place with a particular customer at any given time. Also, if they respond to that email with the job number in the actual heading, then it will automatically assign that email to this particular job. It's nice in the event where you just want to see what communication has been sent to the customer and received back, and there's no duplication from your side at all. Under the attachments tab, you can add an attachment, whether it might be of the broken part on the job or a picture of the vehicle, whatever is applicable in your case. I'm just going to assign this junk file, and basically this enables you, if you double click there, whoever opens up this job can actually open up this attachment if they need to. The costing tab basically gives you a breakdown at item level, so this is the items cost so far. If you were to sublet anything, the sublet cost will be here. You do that by creating sublet invoices and orders. Your labor, basically the labor gets charged based on the job detail here, so you'll see if I go back there now, I have changed filter. It's going to take me 1 hour at 300 Rand an hour, and basically then you can go to your summary and you can see the total cost of items is 62 Rand, the total labor is 300 Rand. That gives you a total job cost of 416 Rand 47 cents. I can click save now, and when I'm ready I click process. It's important to note that costing date, that will obviously be the date the job gets costed. Okay, so now I've clicked on process, it's processed the job. If I click on print, you'll be able to see the tax invoice for this particular workshop job card. So basically from my side, we've gone through the purchase process, we've gone through the sales process, I've shown you a few reports, and lastly I've shown you now the workshop job card. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at support@multicat.com, or alternatively you can just leave a message at the bottom of this video and I will get back to you as soon as possible.